Hello and welcome to my video today. I'm going to be doing an experimental project. I'm going to be installing a grill mesh for the intake on the Fisker Ocean so that it protects it from rocks and other debris that may hit the radiator inside. Let's get started. I'm not going to go over the exact detail on how to remove the front bumper. See the video in the upper right hand corner for details on that. I'll give you the instructions, tools, etc. to remove the front bumper. With the bumper removed, we now can see the entire intake area all the way from the left side here to the right side. We have some louvers here for the active grill shutter. These will open and close depending on the needs of the cooling system. A quick measurement across, we get 38 inches. This is what I purchased. This is a pretty common grill material, and it's made of aluminum alloy with a black coating. And they come in a bunch of different designs. Some of them have triangles, squares, hexagons, etc. for the openings. And the mesh has a rhombic shape, 6 by 12 millimeters. And then this is a roll. I'm gonna just take it out and show you what it looks like. So this is 47 inches by 16 inches. So as you can see, this can be opened up and stretched across the grill area. The big decision I have to do is where exactly I want to put the meshing. Do I want to put it in this area right here, away from the grill shutters, or do I want to get it fairly close, maybe an inch or two away from it? Another option would be to mount it on the inside of the bumper, this area here. So I'm not sure yet exactly what's going to work best. After much experimentation on the mesh, I first was testing inserting the mesh on the inside of the bumper cover, except as many times as I tried, I could not get it to fit over the gasket that's around the edges here. So it just didn't work. I couldn't get the bumper cover installed all the way. So my next method was to insert the mesh into the opening here. And that's what I have right now. So let me show you what that looks like. So the width is 37 inches, and then there's folded metal on each side of roughly 1 inch. So that brings the total width of 39 inches when you're cutting. And the height is 6 inches here, and then there's folded on the top and the bottom roughly 2.5 to 3 inches. So the total height is between 11 and 12 inches. And what I also did is on the top, I cut out a little area here and put duct tape around it to protect the temperature sensor, which is right in the middle. I didn't want anything to touch that. So that is one of the things I did. And let me show you what it looks like. So we insert it with this notch on the bottom, and that just goes right here. And it fits into this opening. That's why I did the bends, so that it fits into the opening and doesn't go too far in. It kind of hits the extent of the intake right there, and also right here. And when we put the bumper cover over this, this is not going to move. It's going to be pressed in and a nice solid fit. So I don't even need to attach anything to the outside here. It will be wedged in and not going to move anywhere. So let me kind of wedge this in best I can. And then I'm going to insert the bumper cover over and show you what it looks like. I would recommend test fitting the new mesh by putting the bumper cover on and snapping it in on both sides and making sure that all of the bolt holes are accessible on the top and the bottom. Otherwise, you may need to adjust the mesh so that the bumper cover can go all the way in and be fully seated. Other than that, you can finish up and put all the bolts back in, put the light back in, and all the screws and trim clips. Here's a closer look at the mesh. And you can see it goes all the way from the left to the right and gives you better protection for anything entering that area, including rocks, leaves, and other debris. So overall, I think this came out pretty good. You may need to fiddle around with the exact sizing and cutting for the mesh so that it fits inside that intake opening. Also make sure that you protect the edges for the center where the temperature sensor is. You don't want anything to damage the cabling. Otherwise, it fits in nicely. And due to how I bent the edges, it's not going to move. And the bumper cover keeps it from coming out this way. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I have all the items in the video description in case you want to do this to your Fisker Ocean. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.